Hey, what's up guys, Trent here. While I have you on the window ledge, let me ask you something. Imagine buying a one-way ticket to anywhere in the world because you have the flexibility to live and work wherever you want. Imagine only experiencing activities that align to your direct areas of passion. Imagine having the ability to make infinite money through unlimited leverage that the internet provides. Imagine positively impacting other people by inspiring them to follow what they are truly passionate about. Imagine ultimate freedom, fully in control of your destiny. All of those dreams and more can become your reality by starting a blog. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why starting a blog is actually one of the best businesses in the world. I'll talk about my experience starting my own blog and some of the reasons why it's such a great lifestyle. Make sure to like this video if you're enjoying the content and subscribe as well because it really helps the channel. Okay guys, let's get into the meat of today's video. And if you don't eat meat, you're going to have to stick with me. Point number one as to why starting a blog is such a great business is attractively low startup and operational cost. So put this in perspective, the New York Times, it must cost them tens of millions to operate their paper and blog, and Jeff Bezos paid about $250 million for the Washington Post in 2013. That's a lot of capital being thrown around. Me personally, when I started my own blog, it cost me about $130 to $150. And let me show you these pictures here. So what I did was I logged on to Bluehost. You can use Bluehost, GoDaddy, Squarespace, and there's a lot of different platforms, but pick one that suits you best. I recommend Bluehost, and there's really cheap packages. Once you log in, you then download WordPress completely for free. And then once you log into WordPress, this is what my website looks like right now. You have to think of your own title, and I created Wealth Smoothie because I like smoothies and I want to get wealthy, so it just aligned pretty closely. But it didn't cost me very much, and it cost me absolutely no money to operate. It just requires an upfront fee to buy the domain name and to have some security measures and different things like that. So it's pretty easy to get started. It took me about 2 weeks to get it up and running off the ground. Of course, I had to watch some videos to figure out how to do it. But it's pretty simple. Once you get it up, it's very easy to scale and just create posts and put them up there. I realized I'm not a great writer and I'm a much better speaker and I like making videos. So I ended up quickly switching to full YouTube, but I do fully plan to get back in blogging once my YouTube starts to take off a little bit more, but it's very easy to start and very cheap to get into. Point number two is large structural decline in the overall establishment of the man. So look at this picture right here, guys. Traditional ad revenues spent by newspapers is declining rapidly. Why is that? So the whole point of creating content, whether it's written, audio, or video, is to get attention and attract viewership and engagement. And newspapers just aren't doing that so much anymore. Although it's written, it seems like everything is going digital. So how can you capitalize on the over 3 billion people on the internet? It's by creating your own website, starting a blog, and creating and talking about things that you truly love that draws other like-minded people so that you can create your own community and start building your engagement. So therefore you have higher viewership, so therefore you have higher potential of ad revenue. So that ad revenue is being spent less on newspapers and more on people like you who have the ability to create their own blogs. Point number three, guys, is unlimited leverage. So what that means is it's passive and you have the ability to reach thousands and millions of people by doing work up front, and then the internet's going to do the work on the back end. So look at this picture right here. This is from one of my favorite blogs, Financial Samurai, probably the top personal finance blog on the internet. He posted a picture of his income statement. He's a professional blogger. He gets roughly 1 million page views per month, and solely based on AdSense, he makes $17,000 a month. But when you include all of his engagement, he has such a compelling case to do affiliate partnerships and selling his own products. So once you get that traction and audience, you can really start to do a lot of creative things. And he's making over $909,000 a year based on 1 million page views per month. So you can start to do the math there, but you have the ability to start out. It's going to be small at first. It may take a couple years to get off the ground, but once you get going, you can reach so many people. And I think that's a similar case with YouTube. You just have to grind it out. And once you get that audience, the possibilities are really endless, it seems like. I mean, this is just inspiring to look at. Over almost $1 million a year blogging. I mean, what are we talking about? Point number four, guys, is if you're a blogger, you probably don't have to commute unless you're traveling around city to city. Imagine buying a one-way ticket to anywhere in the world, working there for a couple months and saying, okay, I'm going to go to Spain, I'm going to go to Scotland, I'm going to go to South Korea, whatever, wherever you want to go. And just looking at this graph here, guys, so I live in Dallas, Texas, and my commute in the morning is like 20 minutes. On the way home, it can be 30 minutes to an hour, and that's just not gonna do. I just know from my next job, I will not be able to do a similar commute. Commuting sucks, and if you have to do it, I'm sorry. The thing about being a blogger is you can be anywhere you want and go work from the local Starbucks, the coffee shop, and I hope you don't fall in any of these categories of the people with the long commute. But you could eliminate that commute by starting a blog. The final point, guys, and I think you're really gonna relate with this, is that anybody can create. So as we talked about, it doesn't cost a lot of money to start. And if you're watching this, you probably have internet access and you probably can write. And if you can do both of those, you can start a blog. All you have to do is start with, what do I like? I feel like passion is thrown around a lot. You don't need to necessarily be passionate about anything, but just ask yourself, what do you like? Is it the NBA? Is it watching TikTok videos? Is it cooking? Is it working out? Is it relationship advice? I could probably use some of that. That's besides the point. But as long as you figure out what you like, you can start it. And once you start it, as we talked about, it can scale. And you have no idea how many people are gonna relate to that and care. And next thing you know, you wake up 2 years later and you have 2 million people visiting your page per month or something crazy. And next thing you know, you're quitting your job. You don't have any boss anymore. You don't have to commute. You can travel around, do whatever you want, and make a ton of money in the process. And those are a couple of the reasons why starting a blog is the best business in the world. And also, if you're not a great writer like me, you can also look into video, and you can also do audio, which is a podcast. I saw some stat today that there's over like 600 million blogs out there, and that's a lot. But there's only 800,000 or so podcasts created. So it seems like the podcast market is pretty immature right now, whereas the blogging is a lot more mature. So I'm not trying to tell you blogging is not good, but it's gonna be tougher to get into, but it's a very great business to get into. But it's also just a great business to create content. And that's what we're doing here. So that's why I really appreciate when you guys tune in, listen to what I have to say. I'm just spurting off whatever. I don't know anything special. I don't do anything special. I'm nothing special. I'm just a person like everyone else that takes a little extra time in their free time and makes videos, talks about things they like money, finance, being successful, wealth, health, all that stuff. Figure out what you like and just start creating something, and you'll have no idea where it can take off. I hope this video helped you guys in some way today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I just hit 200, starting to really grow and take off. The support's amazing, having a lot of fun with it, and let's keep going, guys. Have a great rest of the day.